Hello, fellow members of our Alchemy Yoga community. Today, I wanted to do a really short and sweet sequence for the neck and the shoulders. So, if you have a yoga strap, get it out at this time. But if you don't, a belt will suffice or a scarf will suffice for just doing one exercise with it. So, let's go ahead and just place it out in front. And then we're going to begin with the hands on the knees, and choose for yourself if you'd like to bring the palm of the hands down or the palm of the hands up. With the palm of the hands down, you're in this position to kind of cultivate your own energy. And with the palm of the hands up, you're in this position to receive energy. And know that a big part of yoga is your own understanding of balance, your own understanding of sattva. So let's just take a little bit of time to check in, to the self, to the layers of the self. To check into the breath, to check into the body, to check into the mind, to check into the emotions, to even check into the spiritual self. And potentially at this time, in this check-in, you start fairly broad. But over the course of some time, you kind of funnel it down so that kind of less seems truly relevant to this moment. And then you stick to those few things that really seem relevant and really seem kind of truthful and honest to you today. And then naturally, as you start to breathe, just a little bit slower, a little bit fuller, there'll come some movement through the shoulders. So as you inhale on their own, the shoulders will lift slightly towards the ears. And then as you exhale on their own, the shoulders will settle down and back. And at this time, try not to add the movement, just follow the movement. Inhale, shoulders lift. And exhale, shoulders lower. And one more time, please. Inhale. And exhale. Now we'll consciously add this movement. So inhale, go ahead, hug the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, drop the shoulders, breathe out. Yeah, 2 more times. So inhale, shoulders up to ears. Good, and exhale, shoulders down and back. And then one more time. Inhale, shoulders up to ears. Good, and exhale, shoulders down and back. Keep them there. And you're going to imagine like the end of your nose has a crayon. And you're going to start to trace some small circles with your nose in space. Feel free to shut the eyes. And what this small circular movement can do for the head is release some tension through the sideline of the neck. So from one direction, you're going to start to move through the opposite direction. This is really small circles like you're tracing on a piece of paper with the tip of your nose. That's it. So let's bring the head back to center and just find this stacked position with the central column of the body. So the head is over the heart and the heart is over the pelvis. And as you exhale, just ground down into the bony dimension of your pelvis. And then as you inhale, you use that action of rooting to then rise. So lengthen through the top of your head. And on your next conscientious breath out, start to tuck your chin in towards your chest. Any kind of sort of micro movement to start through the shoulders. We're going to spend a little bit of time here. So we're adding just the right amount of tension through the upper aspect of the neck, through the fascia, through the musculature. And with these slow, deep, calm breaths, as much as you can, you're kind of breathing into the most upper aspect of your lungs. And then once you have observed how the shoulders lift, how the lungs kind of inflate just a little bit more on the in-breath, switch gears and start to observe what's happening through the sideline of your body. So through the intercostals, how the side body expands from the midline on inhale. And then it's like the midline, like the rib cage is cinching in, like a belt is drawing in, and you're hugging in towards center, skin into muscles and muscles into bones. And a breath more here. Inhale. Nice. And exhale. So just take it really slow to start to roll your head from side to side, right ear to right shoulder, then chin to chest, and then left ear to left shoulder. And 2 more times in each direction, this flowing variation. Exhale, chin into heart, and then inhale, tilt the head. Good. Exhale, chin into heart, and inhale, tilt the head, left ear, left shoulder. 1 more time. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Good. And inhale. Now exhale, tuck the chin in. Roll your head over to the right side. So you're going to spend a little bit of time, and then if it feels okay, you're going to start to walk your left hand further away from your left sit bone. So an option to stay if there's just the right amount of tension. We'll say the Goldilocks rule, like what you feel is not too much, what you feel is not too little, it's just right. Your right hand can stay on your right knee or right thigh. Or perhaps you bring your right hand up and over, so head rests in the crook of the elbow as your right hand meets your left ear. And you're going to find the angle for you of the chin tucking in or the chin starting to lift up. And it's completely based on sensation. It's completely based on the feedback of your body today. Target tissue, side line of neck, top line of shoulder. You might even start to feel it coming down your left arm. A breath more, please. And then please free your hand from your head if it's there. And exhale, tuck your chin into your chest, your chin into your heart. And then we'll roll the head to the second side. So left ear to left shoulder and just pause. Start to walk your fingertips away from your right sit bone. That's the way. And in sticking to the middle ground, perhaps it's just right where you are. Or maybe that left hand now meets your right ear. And the weight of the hand is enough. That downwards force of gravity is enough. And you can tuck the chin in closer, or you can lift the chin up further. Really important, I think, in some of these postures to observe if you're clenching or if you're tensing somewhere else in your body. So use the inner mind's eye just to take this roving scan through your body. And we know in the body that the hinge joint of the jaw and the 2 ball and socket joints of the shoulders and the hips have a relationship. A breath more. That's the way. Please release and tuck the chin into the heart. And then inhale, restack the central column of your body. So head over heart and heart over pelvis. And I'll just ask that you find your prop, your strap, your belt or your scarf. And then please start to slide your arms across to a stance or to a distance that's shoulder width apart. Yeah. On this next exhale, go heavy through your sit bones. And then inhale, hug the rib cage in or breathe into the side body and then lift the arms. And we're just going to stay with the arms halfway up, halfway down. So essentially the wrists are in alignment with the elbows and the elbows are in alignment with the shoulders. And you're going to inhale, hug the shoulders up to ears. You know this movement. And then exhale, bring the shoulders down and back. Yeah, try it a second time. Inhale, shoulders up to ears. And exhale, shoulders down and back. Good. One more time. Inhale, shoulders up to ears. That's it. Exhale, shoulders down and back. Good. So I'm going to drop one side of my strap. I want you to hold on to both sides just to give you this cue. So in time, we're going to bring the arms up and overhead. And I encourage you to think about bringing the bottom two ribs towards your hip bones. Yeah. So in that way, you're kind of calling upon the support of the transverse abdominis. We're not thrusting the rib cage out at all. So kind of bring those two floating ribs in. Good. And then inhale, you're going to elevate the arms. So we know this is going to be an exaggeration. If we thrust the rib cage up and out, it's going to further accentuate the curvature of the lower back. So we're bringing the rib cage in. Arms are now stacked above your head. And you're just going to take this time to breathe into the sideline of your body as you inhale. And find that action of skin into muscles, muscles into bones, the midline of your body on exhale. Good. Now broaden the stance of your hands and begin to bring your hands, your arms behind your head. So you're starting just to feel something across the anterior edge of your shoulders. And then be creative through the chin. You can tuck the chin. You can lift the chin, you can bring it halfway up, halfway down. Perhaps some heat is starting to come into the body. That's okay. If it's feeling too much, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Good. One more. Inhale through the nose. Good. Exhale through the mouth. So let's just find this little flow. Inhale, bring the strap above your head. Good. And then exhale your strap halfway down. Inhale, your strap above the head. And then exhale, your strap back and down. Inhale, strap up. Exhale, strap forwards and downwards. 2 more times. Inhale. That's it. Exhale. Inhale. Nice. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Take your time. Bring your strap all the way down. And we're done with it for now. So please take a moment to land your hands comfortably, knees, thighs. Close the eyes if it's safe to do so. And then take this little self-check-in. So I kind of see yoga as like you're, for example, climbing a mountain, and stillness is this checkout point or lookout point. You know, where you can observe the work that you've done thus far. But instead of looking outwards, you're looking inwards into the landscape of your body, into the landscape of your being. And a breath more. And then I'll ask that you gently blink open the eyes and please shift shape to your tabletop or all fours pose. Perhaps once you get there, it would feel good for you to cycle through some cat-cows. Let me just see if I can hook this on. Sorry. But you know just what to do once you're in tabletop. Okay, I'll just leave it to the side. So we're in tabletop. And kind of anything goes for this few rounds of breath. It's a really nice pose to breathe into the central column of the body, but also to kind of come into the fluid body that surrounds the joints. That also kind of connects brain and spinal cord, or flows through brain and spinal cord with the cerebral spinal fluid. So we're going to meet at center with shoulders stacked over wrists. And then either keep your left hand directly underneath your left shoulder, or you can bring your left hand underneath the space of the heart, root down into it, and reach your right arm up. Stay in this twist for the in-breath. And then on the out-breath, slower than you want to go, you're going to thread the needle. Right arm is coming over to the left side. Hinge from the front line of your hips. Good. Now, the target tissue is the upper and outer line of your right shoulder. And the left hand is here to help you balance. So it could be close in or it could be quite far. Here in our thread the needle. A few more breaths. It's almost like your spine is in this downward facing dog-like action. Breath traveling into the upper back as you inhale. With the letting go on the exhale. That's the way, and one more. Breath into the upper back as you inhale. And the letting go as you exhale. So from here, if your left arm is out in front, bring it underneath your shoulder. I'm going to choose to tap the fingers just to give myself a little bit more height. And then come on back to your tabletop. And we'll gear up to switch sides. So either right hand underneath shoulder or right hand underneath the space of the heart. Left arm up to the sky, inhale. And set yourself up for your twist. So left hand is coming over to the right side. And right hand can stay underneath, or right arm can extend. So now your arms are perpendicular. And the target tissue is the lateral edge of your left shoulder. So most closely related to the small intestine meridian of the body. And in meridian theory, the small intestine is an internal and an external kind of pair with the heart meridian of the body. And the summertime is most closely related to the heart and to the element of fire, to the heat, to the rise, to the activity of yang. So maybe on this side, if your body is letting you know that it would feel good, kind of shift your hips side to side like a really slow pendulum. And a breath more. And then inhale, do bring your right hand underneath your right shoulder and support your way back to tabletop. So you can keep facing your direction. From here, we're going to send our right leg back and then kind of start to cross it behind so your knees are bent. I'll just ask that you pivot your shins towards the top edge of your mat and then rock your hips side to side just a few times. To come into our cow face posture, you're going to walk the hands in. So now your sit bones are coming up and back, and you'll know for yourself if your hips require a little bit of height, a little bit of leverage. So you can always bring a block underneath your sit bones or a pillow. So we have our left leg crossed over our right leg, and the reason that this is called shoelace pose is because you could tie your own shoes here. But we just start this posture by connecting to the Apana Vayu, or that downwards movement, the relationship between the sit bones and the earth. And it may be nice to bring your thumbs into the pads of the feet and just press into them. So to the lowest point of the body. To kidney 1. And this point acts like the groundwater of the body. So sometimes if we have this constitution where we're all in our head, where there's a lot of wind or a lot of air, pressing on this point can be quite complementary to kind of bring the mind down, to ground the body, to ground the mind. And then please release that point. And inhale, you're going to bring your right arm up now. And then exhale, flip your right hand to face away from your body, bend into the elbow. So your elbow is drawing up towards the ceiling, kind of like a flashlight. And then your left hand comes behind, and you can grab a hold of the fabric of your shirt or connect the tips of the fingers. I leave that up to you. But inhale a full breath. And then exhale, let's just lean a little bit over to that left side and open through the right side. And then inhale, come back to center. And we'll just do that really simple action 2 more times, our side bend. So exhale, leaning to the left side, space into the right. And inhale back to center. Good. And last one, exhale. And inhale. Now from center, choose if you'd like to stay or choose if you'd like to kind of see how a hinge would feel. And there can be some compression through the lower digestive system. There can certainly be some sensation through the hips, through your right shoulder. But this gentle reminder always that if sensation is safe, it's the reminder of the now. It's the honesty and the feedback of the now. Creating space and moving into space with each and every round of breath. That's it. So please start to rise nice and slow on the inhale. And then free the bind of the arms, open your arms wide. And exhale, double stack the elbows. Now, palm of the hands meet the heads of the shoulders. Give yourself this embrace. On the back line, the shoulder blades are starting to spread away from the spine. The chin is starting to tuck in. And the back line of the throat is starting to open. To stay, to wrap the forearms, to connect the palm of the hand. So the tips of the fingers lift and the elbows become parallel to the earth below our eagle arms. And our vision is split. So even though the eyes are open, we have this focal point on the horizon to focus one's attention towards, to focus one's drishti towards. You can even close the eyes, but you have that eagle eye gaze, external or internal. And then from center, I'm going to ask that you kind of think about your forearms as like a windshield wiper. And you're just going to start to kind of windshield wipe your forearm side to side. So right and left. And then left and right. And then add your head side to side. Slow and creative. Creative and curious. And one more time. That's it. So as you windshield wiper your forearms back to center, free the bind of your forearms, shake them out, and we'll uncross the legs. So bring the soles of both feet to the mat to windshield wiper side to side. And then I'll ask that you cross the shins, bring your body back to your tabletop, and we'll set ourselves up for shoelace on the second side. So this time your left knee is going to come up and over. Pivot your shins forwards and sway your hips side to side. And then as you walk the hands in, a little bit of trust, also a little bit of playfulness to come up and over. So right knee over left knee, adjust the stance of your heels if they're coming close in or if they're opening further in front. And thumbs to the pads of the feet. And grounding down and dropping in. So if there's something that this time has taught me, it is the ritual of meditation, the ritual of mindfulness, the ritual of this rich experience in the moment. So what is it that you feel in your body? And what is it that you feel with your deep breath? To release the thumbs from the pads of the feet. And then inhale, our left arm is going to come up, flip the palm of your hand to face back, bend into the elbow. Elbow is facing up towards the ceiling, and then right hand is coming behind. And I kind of laugh as we switch to the second side because this is one of those poses where I really am aware of how asymmetrical I am. And we'll just keep it at awareness, Attachment can stay at bay for now. Our side bend on the exhale, so leaning to the right side, space into the left side. And inhale to come back to center. And exhale a second time, lean over, create some space. And inhale back to center, and one more time. So exhale. and inhale. And then an option to stay upright or to start to hinge and forward fold. Maybe tucking that chin in and bringing the top of the head towards the top edge of the mat. The space of the in-breath. The movement into space on the out-breath. A cycle more. And then inhale, please rise. Free the bind of the arms, our slingshot pose, palm of the hands forwards. And then exhale our self-embrace. So this time, left elbow over right elbow, palm of the hands to the outside of the shoulders as the shoulder blades start to spread. As the chin tucks in, draw it in. To wrap forearms and connect palms if that feels okay to your body. And whether your vision is split externally or internally, find that focus point. Forearms are like a windshield wiper side to side as you exhale. Back to center on the inhale and second side as you exhale. And back to center as you inhale, now adding the head. Exhale. Inhale. And one more time, please, in each direction. That's the way. So once at center, free the arms, shake it out. Any sort of movement goes. Let's uncross the legs, soles of the feet into the mat for your windshield wiper side to side. And then we're going to come to recline. Beautiful. Hugging the knees into the chest. This little ball of you, and closing our practice off with one last twist. So we'll ask that you shift your knees over to the left side, left hand to outside of left knee, and open that right arm wide. And there's no rule book that you have to gaze up and over your right hand. Your gaze could be central, or your gaze could be away. Your gaze might be a combination of all three. As heavy as you can into your shoulders. And then as light as you can through this rotation through the heart. Our spinal twist, our twisted roots pose. This gentle, gentle spin of your lower belly away from your knees. Head back to center, please. Inhale. And not long after, the knees will follow this little ball of you to thoughtfully shift your knees now over to the right side and left or right hand to outside of left knee, and left arm opens your half T. Adjust the head, adjust the gaze. Body is starting to get heavier with the exhale as the bones drop down, as the breath drops down. The subtle rotation of your lower belly away from your knees. A breath more. With gaze approaching center and knees following. And last time to hug into the midline. And then when it feels right to you on the exhale, extend your legs. Open the arms. Shavasana, our final resting pose. So at this time, if there's any force or any effort in the way that you're breathing, try to let it go. And the breath will just come to a pace and to a rhythm that happens on its own. And in stillness, the structure of your body starts to ease up. It doesn't always mean that the conditions of the mind ease up, but the body is providing the platform or the space for the mind to do so. With the whole body still. So let's slowly start to bring some awareness back to the physical body. So through the fingers and through the toes. And then the ankles and wrists. And a great big Friday evening or any time of day stretch. To hug the knees in and then rock all the way up to seated. Once you're in seated, let's come together with the hands at the space of the heart. Even allow the chin to come to rest on the index finger. Thumbs are drawing in. And this place that so often we're taught to move away from, come back to that space of home, that space of heart. And it's from the space of my heart that I thank you for this practice and I thank you for this community. Take good care and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.